everybody. This is Christine Bertram coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And it is a fabulous Friday night here, I think. I looked outside today. The sun is shining, so that's good. Woohoo! And my notifications just popped up, so that means I should be able to find the video quickly. Volume's down, that's good. So I do everything I can on these Friday nights to be ready here at 5 o'clock. And I know that eventually I'm switching the Friday nights to be at 5:30 just to give myself that extra half hour. Hi, Sandy. So that little bit of extra half hour might make all the difference. Less scrambling after finishing up work on a Friday to getting into the seat, to the hot seat. So Sandy, how are you doing tonight? Long time no see. My eye always has to have an itch, or something has to itch right after I go live, because then I've got to take care of it. Hi Ellen, hi Joanna, hi Kim, hey Melanie, Kathy King. Oh my gosh, Kathy King is amazing. She messaged me last night at 9:20 after the live and said, check your front porch. So she must have gotten a notification that a shipment arrived on my front porch, and she had shipped me a box of Reese's peanut butter bars and cups and all the white chocolate covered ones. And that's so amazing. So Tyler loves Reese's peanut butter cups too. So I'm not sure how you knew that. I love them too, and I can't wait to try the white chocolate. So Kathy, you're amazing. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Deb. Wow, you guys are rolling in. So Margaret's here too. Hi, Angela. Oh, yes. Gorgeous cards. I had 40 people that signed up for class, and all 40 kits are gone. And then I really only planned for 36, you guys. And how it worked is I made 4 extra sets for myself that I was going to keep and use. And hi, Diane. And when I'm like, well, maybe I'll put a little feeler out there if anybody was interested. And then, hi, Cheryl. Hi, Diane. Lo and behold, hi, Faye. Lo and behold, all 4 of those extra sets are gone. And that's quite all right. Like, I did that as a just in case. And I had a bunch of in-person people that had signed up, and they could wait to get their kits until this week. So it allowed me to get the trinkets and get all the ribbon for the extra 4. And it all worked out perfectly fine and great. And so that way 4 more people could do these cards. And Angela said they're awesome. Yes, these, you guys, I love, I'm so excited I can't even talk. They're purple and they're flowers. My favorite things in the world, some of them. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Bobby. Woohoo. So we're all rolling in. So it's not normal that I'm live on a Friday. I only do this like once a month, it seems, that I do a Friday class. And I try to do it a little bit earlier so that by the time Tyler's done with work on Friday that we can do something. And it's still light out now, so that's so exciting. Hi, Gwen. That's okay, you guys. You know you're always welcome to watch the replay. You don't have to hang out with me live. But thanks for saying hi, Gwen. I appreciate it. So you guys, I know that life throws curveballs at us all the time and stuff comes up. And so it is fabulous that that Facebook can put those replays out there. So, and speaking of that, so it was a little odd last night, and I've always done this in my game night. I have a group specifically for game night. When you have groups with Facebook, you can see things more than if it's a business page. Facebook allows you to see more things in a group versus a page. So I have a separate group that I do for the Stampin' Game Night. Everybody's welcome to be a part of it, and that's where I go live for the game night. And then Kelly always shares the link to the business page. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going to upload the video, so it's always in the video library. So you guys can always go back and check the Hey Chick cards and see what they're all about. Hi, Ann. Hi, Helen. So the replays can always be found in the video section of the Cards by Christine Facebook page. So, woohoo. Okay, I keep forgetting to tell you guys this. But I'm going to be live, the guest crafter on Craft Roulette next week, Friday. And Luann Johnson has been reminding me to say it. And she always pops it in the comments right at the end, which is no problem. But for some reason, I don't see them until after I'm done. And so, I keep forgetting. But I could have mentioned it yesterday and last week and the week before. And I've known since April that I'm going to be the guest crafter on Craft Roulette next week, Friday, June 25th. So if you're looking for me to be in the hot seat and you love watching me create on the fly, hi Randy, next week is craft roulette. And I know a bunch of you have been really getting into the craft roulette because I see your card submissions when they come through my Facebook page, which is awesome. Not my Facebook page, but my news feed. And so I know a bunch of you are going to be following along next week. So I got to talk to Mary Gunn to see what our goal is. I know when I was their 1 year anniversary guest crafter, our goal was to get 150 people watching at one time, and we did it. And the time before, they wanted to break 100. So I'm curious if they have a new goal, if it's 200 or if it's 175. But we're gonna rock it again next week, girls and boys. Hi, Linda Vendick. So yes, Melanie, I always am seeing your cards that you're sharing, and Feline too. I always see her cards, so it's awesome. Hi, Sarah. So just a reminder, Craft Roulette is at 6:30 next week, Friday night. So I'm excited because I'm not really transitioning. The first time I did craft roulette, I was up in my craft room in the house. And then for the second one, I was down here and I had stamps down here, but I didn't have all my supplies down here. So it was really hard thinking about what I could use. And so I'm excited because I'm pretty much moved in here now where the last time I wasn't. So woohoo. Okay. The other thing too, guys, is thank you to a few of you that reached out to me. People that have nothing better to do with their lives go and create Facebook accounts and Messenger accounts and then create fake accounts on behalf of people. Hi, Jennifer. And so that's what happened to me. I have been very fortunate that has not happened to me since I've been on Facebook. I started on Facebook in 2007. Craft Roulette it was always on Facebook, but I think she just transitioned it to YouTube. So I have the link for the event in YouTube, and I will be sharing that on all of my pages and groups today. That's my goal. I'll do it today. So, Helen, it's YouTube, I think, and YouTube is open to everybody. So, okay. So the Messenger account. So somebody went in and created a fake Messenger account. They took the picture of me and my mom, and they created a Christine_Bertram01. And then they went and created an Instagram account. I don't even have an Instagram account. I shouldn't say this because I'm aging myself, but I was not on the cusp of getting into Instagram. So Instagram is foreign language to me. I know Facebook. So yeah, if you guys got a messenger request or somebody, I think it was Yolanda, messaged me and said, you messaged me at 2:45 this morning with a message. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I was sleeping. I can be up at 2:45, but I know I was sleeping this morning at 2:45 and it wasn't me. So somebody did that. And I'd like for them to make better use of their time than to go out and whatever they're trying to accomplish. So yeah, if somebody got that from me, and Deanne also told me that too. So I don't know who got it, who didn't get it, but it wasn't me. So what I do, guys, if you ever get friend requests, like I get friend requests from people that I'm friends with about 3 times a week. That's how many times people are getting their accounts like duplicated or whatever. And so the first thing I always do is I go into my Facebook and I'm like, okay, am I friends with this person already? And it's like, yeah, I'm already friends with them. I'm not going to accept another friend request from somebody I'm already friends with. It's a scammer or it's whatever. I don't know what they're trying to do. But just a little note, a side note for you guys, if you're getting friend requests from people you're friends with, just ignore them. Hit that delete button. So, or reach out to them first and say, hey, did you send me a friend request? What happened? Because sometimes people do create new accounts. So, hi, Julie Bierschbach. Hi, Sandy. So, okay, I think that's all my little notes. The Beauty of the Earth drawing I have for my VIPs. I have my next class, not next class, but I have the Beauty of the Earth class coming up in 2 weeks. It's July 1st. We're going to be making these 4 cards. I tried to do all the seasons, so autumn and winter and summer and spring. I have about 10 spots now. After last night, I had 14 going into last night. Now I have about 10. So I have about 10 kits on account of our, hi Karen. And so if you want to get in on these card kits, you got to let me know soon so I can get your name on the list. We can always figure out if you want to place an order to get them for free or if you want to pay the fee. But I just wanted to know or let you guys know that if you're part of my VIP group and you shared that video, I will be doing the drawing for this soon. Maybe not this weekend, but going into next week, I'll do that. So I have this at half off for somebody in the VIP group. What we're doing next week, in case you guys don't remember, we're going to do the monthly cards. I do have a few sets of these left as well. You don't need a lot of stamps, guys. Some sort of flower on the corner here would work, and a sentiment. This one, all you need is a sentiment. This one, you need a sentiment and some sort of flowers. So I had to unfriend a crafty friend. I would like to be friends, but with obviously a scam. Yes, exactly. Yep, it happened yesterday. So, yes, Susan, private message me about the card kit. You guys always email me, text me, Facebook message me. Yeah, whenever you want card kits, that's the best way. Don't try to post in the comments here because I try to, but I don't always keep up with it. So, so these are the card kits for the June monthly class. So this one features welcoming window. This is inspired canopy dies, and then one little baby sentiment from the inspired thoughts, which is part of that bundle. And then this is featuring color and contour. And so I got the glare going on. I hate glares. Okay, let's go like that. So this one, if you have some sort of flower that can go on the side here, that would be perfect. And now there's a glare. Go put paper there. So just a flower here. So your butterfly will come die cut. That'll come die cut embossed. So this one, don't fret. If you don't have the exact stamps as me, you can make it work. And I have kits left of this one as well. You can find all of the details on pricing and cost on my website, cardsbycrispy.com. This one, if you go to June 24th, and this one, if you go to July 1st. So that's what's coming up. And then at the end of tonight, you guys, I have 4 cards featuring timeless. I'm not showing them to you yet. Hopefully we'll remember. I forgot to last time. I forgot to show you the pansy cards before the end, but I have these 4 cards, which are timeless tropical. They are amazing. I can't wait to share them with you. So what do we have tonight? So that's all I wanted to kind of go over with you. Yeah, the messenger account. Bleh. Yeah, dumb. So anyways, so what we're going to do tonight is we have ink, paper, scissors featuring the Pansy Petals. My class, because I love the purples and I love pansies. My grandpa Haas loved pansies. I always think of him when I see the dark purple centers with the yellow outsides. I don't know what it is, but he loved blueberries and pansies, and those are 2 of my favorite. Like, you guys, I'm wearing a shirt that says blueberry blonde. Not in honor of my grandpa, but I could have said that, but I didn't think about him when I put my shirt on. But I do think of him when I see pansies, because those were one of his favorite flowers. So I thought of my grandpa a lot while I was designing these cards. So hi, Judy Kruger. So so if you guys don't, okay, so get this, you guys. I stamped these cards and designed these cards without a lot of stamping, and I'll tell you all about it. Like, when we look at the cards, I'll go over them, and you're gonna be like, oh, she hardly even used the pansy stamps. I used a lot of die cutting. So yeah, so we'll go over that, Melanie, for some alternatives. That's a beer. Yes, a blueberry blonde is a beer that is from Murfreesboro, Illinois. The brewery is called Muddy Brewery in Murfreesboro. Sorry, you guys got my head shut. I was trying to read my shirt upside down. Murfreesboro, Illinois. So, all right, we'll do roll call really quick. We have 40 people. I'm going to run through this list really fast, but so exciting. Leslie McMinn, Sandy Wicklander, Danny Olson, Sherry Martin, Bobby McPherson, Ellen Brover, Kathy, Dolly Nagari, Mary Carl, Spay Godby, Linda Hodge, Carol Lee Crabb, Gwen Patrashak, Latokia Trigg, Roxanne Kilburn, Jennifer Jones, Cheryl Taylor, Brenda Wood, Julie Bierschbach, Kay Weir, Gloria Roslin, Kathy King, Susan Rich, Carla Reel, Nancy Stormer, naughty Nancy Stormer, Judy Immel, Diane Bogenhagen, Barb Collins, Jill Butson, Kathy Beck. I don't know what it is when I say Kathy, but I like to say Kathy. Carmen Melendez, Lila Erickson, Deb Norman, Jody Storman, Susan Reed, Melanie Chandler, Arliss Canute, Cheryl Bowie, Ruth Nicholson, Connie Scott, and Melanie Foy. Woo-hoo! That was quite the list. So my first ink, paper, scissors class, I had 24. The next one I had 36, and this one I have 40. So this is the 3rd one. So everybody's here, I hope. And if you're not, I hope you're going to catch the replay, because it's always easier to see me making the cards, I think, than trying to read through the PDF. But you guys, I sent the PDF to everybody, two days ago, and then sometime last week. So you should have the PDF tutorial in your inbox, or your junk mail, potentially. So, all right, so let's look down here at the annual catalog and go to where the Pansy Petals are. So you guys, I'm so excited. I know exactly where they are. They're right there because I have a tab. And we have here Pansy Petals are on pages 28 and 29 of the annual catalog. And this is a suite, and it features the stamp set, the dies, and the paper, and then the trinkets. So everybody got a goodie bag from me. In your goodie bag, you got a pack of your very own Bumblebee trinkets. You guys, these were on back order until last week. They arrived in the nick of time, but you have 20 Bumblebee trinkets. So you've got your whole pack here. You can use as few or as many as your heart desires. They're yours. You can save them for more cards. You can use them all up on these cards, however you want to do it. There's also a roll of the In Color Fresh Freesia ribbon, a whole roll, in your kit. You'll have plenty left over to use for some of your other crafting. And then you also have 1 foot of gold cording. So I try not to limit myself when I'm designing cards. And 2 of the cards looked really good having gold to match the gold Bumblebee trinkets, but you didn't need a whole roll. And I always have an embellishment and a ribbon built into the cost of ink, paper, scissors. So what I did is I gave everybody a foot of the gold cording, and my mom rolled it up and put it in your goodie bag. So you have a foot of this. That is enough to do the 2 cards. So we'll have that in a little bit. And then how the suite works is the suites all have a bundle, paper, and then some sort of accessory. So when we do other bundle classes, we'll go through some of the other things, but that's it. This annual catalog is geared towards beginner to casual crafters. So they really cut down their suites to only include 4 things. Well, it's actually 3 things, but one of them is a bundle, which includes 4. So you could get by not even having the Pansy Patch stamp set for this class that I did for you today. I had Anna did all of your die cutting of the flower parts, and then Pat did all of your die cutting of everything else. Pat also did I don't know if there was embossing. Yeah, Pat did your embossing too. So you guys, really all you need are sentiments. I did use sentiments from this set. I did use 4 of the sentiments, and then I used the flowers on the inside. So if you don't have the exact flower set, you could always do different flowers on the inside to match the outside. If you don't have pansies, that's quite all right. So let's bring the cards in really quick here so that you can see all of them. Yes, thank you to Anna and Pat. They get a round of applause in my book. Whew, my goodness. Anna cut out 40 sets of this. So this is what she cut out for you guys. And that when we get to this card, you guys are going to have all of these pieces. Yes, Anna and Pat. So Bobby, when you come to my summer creative escape or a winter creative escape, or you're rolling through town, we can make arrangements for that. So yes. So Anna cut out 40 sets of these guys for you. And we'll go over this in the card for when we get to this card. But this one, you guys, is all die cutting. I did do the punch here at the top. I did a little bit. And then Pat did your embossing, and then it's a sentiment right here using Blackberry Bliss. So Melanie, I'm going through the colors for you in case, so you should have Blackberry Bliss. It's not an in color, okay? So on this one, this is actually designer paper. You guys, I cut out pieces for you. You'll have to start doing fussy cutting. While I'm jibber jabbering and talking, you could already be fussy cutting, guys, okay? Because I have my fussy cutting done, I think. So this one, you guys, is just a sentiment right here. It's the happy birthday I pulled in. So Blackberry Bliss again, Melanie. Then this one, fussy cutting. You guys could start cutting all your flowers. So these were all my little scrapperonis of the piece of paper. So I'm saving these. I didn't want to give you guys these that had stuff cut off, but I'm going to use these and I'm going to create a little floral bouquet. All of these have some sort of chunk missing on them. And so keeping these to make some sort of cards with. Hi, Melanie Chandler. So you guys should start fussy cutting out that flower. Some of you will have 2. Some of you will have 1. It just depends on how I put your flower on here. So 1 sentiment here, guys. It comes right out of here. The little things you do make such a difference. Blackberry Bliss ink. Okay. Then this one features more of the designer series paper. You guys, I got the glare going on. I hate glares. So, okay, there. So this one uses Evening Evergreen, which I just realized I got to pull it from my kit from the monthly because we were doing in-person classes already. So sentiment, if you don't have Evening Evergreen, you could use Shaded Spruce. You could probably get by with Mossy Meadow too. You could use black for all that matters. You could use Blackberry Bliss. I know there's not much Blackberry Bliss on here at all, but that would probably work for it as well. So, hi Kathy back. Okay. Hi Zana. So, that's what we got for cards. And so this is the die set. Love it. So, lots of intricate pieces. And I know people signed up just for this class just to learn how to use some of the dies. So, you can also use the stamps in coordination with the dies. One of the things you guys may have noticed when you're starting to get some new stamp sets from Stampin' Up! Their photopolymers, they went away from printing on the acetate, and now what they did is they printed on the inside cover here. And so these match up with the paper like that. And I'll be honest with you, I lost the order of them. So, but that's a little aha. So you guys can know what they have that printed on the inside, so you can tell if you're missing anything. So that's the stamp set. Those are the dies. Love them. Think I pulled out all the stamps that I'm going to need to create with. And the other thing I want to share with you guys is I will always like to show you where I get my inspiration from. So I sat upstairs ready to design these cards, and I thought to myself, I didn't have them done. Like, I had the stamp set in front of me, I had the dies in front of me, and I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to create? What am I going to make? And I had an aha moment. I don't know how it popped in my head, but I thought back, I am not a fan of the new method on the clear stamps. You know what? I would have to agree with you, Bobby. I am going to bring them back in here. I personally like the acetate on here because I knew to put it back exactly where the acetate was printed. So I totally feel that little bit of pain. Hi, Kathy. Holler on. So I feel your pain. So I'm not sure. I know they did it for cost savings. I'm sure that's what it was, but it makes it more difficult to keep track of your stamps. So I had my aha moment, guys. And I thought back to last September. And some of you were stamping with me then, and some of you had never heard of me in September. And so I did a product medley class in September of last year. You guys can go back to my video section and type in boho indigo. And so I pulled out so I always keep my class card samples. I always keep my instructions in there with the measurements, so I don't have to go back and reinvent the wheel. So you guys are gonna laugh at me, maybe not, but why work harder? My mom always says work smarter, not harder. And so you guys are gonna laugh when I show you these, but I'm like, okay, well, so there's that card. That one, I cased my own card, right? Super cool. Hi, Brenda. Okay, so I cased my own card. Look at that. So I cased it, you guys. There's that one. Here's another one. I cased my own card. I basically cased a class that I did last September. And this one was like this, but I made it horizontal. So it really is pretty much the same layout, but I adjusted it. So you guys, that's why it's like, if you're gonna create and craft, I have a hard time like starting from scratch. So I always like to have a home base or starting position, right? Get your foot on the pedal and get going. So yeah, so I cased my own class from last year. So yes, and the boho class, woohoo! Yeah, I had like 30 some people that signed up for that class back in September. So you guys, the video is still out there. There's a PDF tutorial for sale in case anybody's wanting that. But yeah, so that's where the inspiration came for these 4 amazing cards. And it just goes to show you how versatile it can be just to find past cards and tweak things, change things, use new paper. So where do we want to start? Do you guys, let's start with the hardest one first. And it's not that it's hard. It's just that it's tedious. Okay, and we're going to start with this. And I'm looking at it and I realize that I'm missing one thing. I'm missing a sponge dauber. So I'm going to have to run. No, I won't. There's one on the sink back here. Woohoo. Okay, cool. I got a sponge dauber. Life is good. Okay. I was also frugal with my bumblebees when I put them on, because when I ordered them, they were already on back order. I'm sorry, when I went to create these cards, they were on back order. So if you guys feel inclined to have more bumblebees on your cards, you've got 20 of them. So you can put up to 5 on each card if you really, really want to do that. So, okay. All right. So this is our first card. We're getting the tedious one done right away. We're fresh. We're early in the night. And this is where this comes in. So I put this together just so you guys could see what you should have. Like, because right now your kit probably looks something like a hot mess, like this, right? So when you're going through your kit, what you should do is pull out your bits and parts. Be careful not to lose them. Very static electricity. So this is just a quarter sheet, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And your actual piece of thick white cardstock is smaller than that. The measurement on this one is 7 3/4 by 5 1/8. And that one you can take and just fold it in half, burnish your edge right away like that, and then that will layer on here like such. Your Blackberry Bliss is already embossed for you. It's you guys, you're gonna think I do Tasteful Textiles a lot, and I think I do, because until Stampin' Up! Comes out with a subtle embossing folder just like this, it just like it adds texture, but it has no pattern really. It just gives it that something look like there's something there. This layer is 3 11/16 by 4 15/16, and that is what goes right on top of your white here. Your tag is, oh man, I didn't bring, okay, oh man, I was going to show you, so here, I do have a slight dilemma. I didn't remember I did this. So this is the Delightful Tag Topper Punch, and I have it upstairs in my craft room. I was going to show you guys how I punched them all, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So we're going to create this card except for that top part right there, and I can always add that later. But this is 2 inches wide because that punch is 2 inches by 4 1/4, and then I put it in the punch and just punch off, and that's what gives you that delightful, it's a delightful tag topper. Okay. I wish I had Kelly here because she would run up and go get it. You'll have to cut yourself a piece of fresh freesia ribbon off of your roll like this. It's about 4 inches in case you're wondering how much to cut. Yep, about 4 inches. And then you'll also need, from your foot of gold cording, you're gonna need about 3 inches, potentially 4, just enough to tie around. You do need to save 6 inches for this card right here. If you did like 6 in it, so you have 12 inches. If you do like 7 inches here and 5 inches there, that's it. This is where you guys need your gold cording. So this is 4 inches. So if you do 6, you'll have 1 inch to put behind each side. So just know that's where the gold cording goes. I already cut mine there. It looks like I was good there. So then you have all your pieces here. You guys, I do not have Anna punch out little bits and parts. You guys, I told her that you can handle that yourself. She doesn't need to go poking out all your stuff for you. I hope you don't mind. So what you want to do is grab your pokey tool, and you'll need to poke some of your stuff here to get any of like little bits that need to come out. That's it. It's basically the leaves, it looks like. Okay, so you should have 2 sets of leaves, or a set of leaves, a big one and a small one. So I'm going to set this card here. So in your kit, I'm hoping you do. My mom, nope. I laid all your stuff down. I waited till my mom was done and I was done with work, and I went through and I put all your stuff, and I was very meticulous. So if anybody's missing anything, it's on me. We can't blame my mom. Mom doesn't care anyway. So you got your 2 of those. You've got these 2 right here that, oh, he was bent. Okay, so you've got these 2 right here like that. You'll have a yellow. This is So Saffron and Fresh Freesia. Soft Succulent. Your leaves are Evening Evergreen. You guys don't, oh, I've got a little baby here. This little guy goes on the center. This one goes on the center. And then you'll have these 4 pieces are to make, so these 4 are to make this little doohickey right here that's popping out of the back. So what I would highly recommend doing before you get the party started is to get your Stella going, because it's easier to Stella this stuff, I think, when it's hi Nancy Charles, when it's not put together. So when you're looking at these dies though, this right here, just so you guys know, this one right here, the Soft Succulent and the Evening Evergreen, both came from the same die. So Anna cut out a whole Soft Succulent, and then she just cut out the top part for the green, just to give it a different tone on the, You can see that the stem is a light green and then the dark. So if you don't like the dark green on top to give it that extra different color, you could leave it all soft succulent. That is not a problem whatsoever. So you guys remember Kelly filled up my Stella pen, so I'm, yeah, I gotta be very careful because some of you guys saw me live last week. It like went all over the place. So you guys get your Stella groove on here and get all of these pieces stellaed. I definitely wait on these. These have some sponging, okay? It's really hard to see it in the card, but you can see that this color is slightly darker than that one. I sponged some fresh freesia on there. So we're gonna do that in a second. So we're gonna do our sponging and then we will do our Stella ing. I think they need to add Stella ing to the English dictionary. It is officially a verb. It is the act of glitterifying. Okay, so that's what we've got for that. So talking about the sponging, I remember I had to get my sponge dauber. So now Melanie, if you don't have fresh freesia, so Nancy Charles is in Missouri, awesome. Hi Kathy Jackson from Iola. If you don't have fresh freesia, Melanie, if you ever got like Highland Heather, that's a little bit darker of a purple, that would work too. All I'm doing is dipping a little bit in here and I'm going to frost my edges here so you can see the, I'm going to hold them both up so you guys can see the difference. I don't know if you can see the one on the left is slightly darker now. So it's just adding a little bit of color to it to make it stand out. And so we're just going to give this a little color. You'll see when we put this onto the purple leaves that then you can really tell. So we're also going to do this one just to make it look a little bit darker. If you don't have fresh freesia, you guys, you don't even have to do this. If you don't want to put this color on, this card will look perfectly pretty without having the sponging done. It's just to show you another way you can add a little bit of depth to it. Oh, you guys are watching in the car. I love it. Okay, so that's it for fresh freesia for right now. Okay. The one thing you're gonna have to do with this little dude here is you're gonna have to cut off his tail. It's okay, he won't feel a thing. So grab, not your ribbon scissors. I always grab my ribbon scissors first. So let's grab either the glue or the paper. And what you're gonna have to do is cut this little tail off here. Otherwise, he's gonna be hanging down and we don't want that. So now you just round it off the back end here. And you guys, we talked last night about liquid glue and how you get it all over your fingers when you're putting little small things together, and that does happen, and it can happen with this. So use whatever glue works best for you. That rhymed, okay? So just know if you do use the liquid glue, you want to be sparing. Use it sparingly and try not to get it all over your fingers. Depending on how I do, I may be washing my fingers before we go to the next card. So what we're doing is we're putting the green leaves together first. So we got some green there and then flip this one over. So little bit of glue. Now some of you could use, if you have the fine tip glue pen, I'm not good with this, so I don't use it a lot. That could work. That's like nail glue to me. So then I kind of have it sticking to me even more. So I generally just use little bits of the liquid glue, and so you're gonna glue that now on here. So you guys, you're either gonna love this or you're gonna hate this, I think. So some people like to put little things together and some people it's not their bag of tea. So this one right here, then you're gonna flip that over and you're gonna put a little bit of glue. With this craft glue, you don't need a lot. And then that one's gonna go on the end of this one. So once you get it there, you don't want to have to move it all the way all over the place. So do you see how by sponging that, it gave it a little extra oomph? That's why I did that. Okay, so then this one, same thing. I'll set this here so you can see what we're doing. I'm still thinking in my head, how am I going to do this punch? Oh man, I might have a different punch down here. We'll see. I maybe run to the drawer, I'm not sure. Okay, so there we've got 2 of those done. And now we've got this one to do. And, oh, perfect. Highland Heather will work good for you, Heather. Melanie, that's good. I love Highland Heather. It's a good color. just a little bit of extra purple was what we wanted to do. So now this one will go on our yellow part here. So you see I put my thumb there as a stopping point so it doesn't try to go past it. That needs to get backed up. So there we go. Oh, you guys, we did forget to Stella. So after I sponged them, we said, oh, we're going to Stella them. So let's pull them back in real quick because otherwise I'll forget again. So we want to Stella those ends just to give them a little bit. Hi, Yvette Lobajeski. All right, so a little bit of Stella there. All right, now we got to do some more on the big flower. So this little part is the center. We'll do this with a little bit of glue as well. And that will go right in the middle. It kind of lines up so that the ends meet there. Now, the little thing in the middle, I actually did pop that up with a dimensional. Now, the dimensional is slightly, it's like the exact size. Slightly too big though. So what I did is I cut a piece of the dimensional, so something like this is more in line with what I need. You guys can glue it flat if you want. If you don't want to deal, oh, I got one stuck to my finger. If you don't want to deal with such a little dimensional, then figure to just glue it flat, and that's okay too. But I am gonna put, it's sticking all over me. We're gonna put that right in the center there, and then the little circle thing will go right over the top. So I did pop that up. So then how do the flowers work? So if you can see on my little card here, there's two of them coming out. So one is gonna go about over like that, and then the other one's gonna come over here like that. You're just gonna divide them. So what I did to put adhesive on is a little dot of glue and a little dot of glue there. And then one will go off to the side. You can't put glue everywhere, just at that, where the circle is, kind of at the bottom there. And then now you can divide it out how you want it and move them slightly until you get them where you want them. Okay, and don't worry about adding more glue because we're gonna be putting adhesive behind them to put onto our tag. Okay, so there's our pansy. Now we have the little bud thing to do. So because this green part is getting glued on top of the other green part, I'm gonna put a little bit of glue right over the top, and then we're gonna set this over this. Now, if you have a tweezers, guys, a tweezers might come in really handy if you if you want that meticulous kind of work like that. Just use a little tweezers. So that's just glued right on to there. Now we're gonna put the yellow one. No, we're gonna put this Blackberry Bliss one goes on top of the yellow. So I'm just gonna put a little glue there. And that lines up so that you see how much yellow. Like you can pick how much yellow. You can push it in or pull it out depending on how much you wanna see. So I'm gonna go something like that. Now there I got glue on my fingers. Okay, so that's together, and now this will go over the top of that. So I'm gonna use the liquid glue again. A glue dot could work too, guys, if you're more of a glue dot person. But some of these little areas to put glue are not big. So like there, I got a little glue oozing out. So we're gonna go wipe a little off, and then that's gonna come on top of here. You just wanna make sure that you don't see a lot of the blackberry coming out this side here. So, all right, so now you can see, sticky. So you can see that's what we've got put together. Okay, that's exactly what is on my card here. See all your bits and parts in there. So I'm gonna set these off to the side. Just think of all the different color combinations. I was thinking about this, guys. What I did, if you watched me last night, I showed you where I got my idea for the chickens, and I got my ideas. Oh, here, this is what somebody created. Christine_Bertram01. And then a new Instagram account. So I wanted to show you, oh, there, this is, I Googled a pansy, and so this is the flower I got my inspiration from for this. So you can see it has two leaves. So if you look at this, how it's oriented, there's more in there in the middle, like it's in the middle, and then there's one off to the side. And that very well could be, but I guess I liked it more like this. Okay, so now you can see where I Googled and got my idea. Hi, Marcia. So A mini Xyron, yes, the little sticker maker would be perfect. Also, Stampin' Up! Has the adhesive sheets, you guys. So there are, I have them right here, I think, maybe. Yes, so Stampin' Up! Sells adhesive sheets, and you can cut them to be the size that you need and then put them on the back of your paper, and when you die cut out, you in essence made a sticker. So Stampin' Up! Sells those adhesive sheets, but you guys, 40 of them? Oh yeah, not really. I figured you guys can make your own stickers at home then. Okay, so what we gotta do now is we gotta put this together. And I think what I'm gonna do though is I put it right onto the tag. So I wanna stamp my sentiment here. Let's see if I got glue on here. Maybe a little bit, we're good. So I stamped on this one, thank you. So I made it into a thank you card, and we're gonna put that at the bottom using Blackberry Bliss. Yes, Julie said she loves the adhesive sheets. Yes, they are perfect. So I am gonna grab my piercing mat to put under here because I'm using photopolymer. And then this is gonna go right here along the bottom. That's it for that one. Done with that for now. Then, to put the flower together, I did pop this up. So I'm gonna prep it with some dimensionals, and I'm gonna use this one. Yes, Danny, we're a little early tonight because it's Friday night. When I go live on Friday nights, I'm earlier than a week, well, like a Monday through Thursday, because it's Friday night. I want to spend some time with my boy. Okay, so then this looks like it's right about here. Now I'm not going to press it down really hard. I'm just going to set it here because I need to sneak my leaves in here. So don't think I forgot about my leaves. So I'm torn on what I should do about this tag topper punch. So you guys give me 10 seconds. I'm going to run over and see if I can find a different tag topper. One moment. Okay. So all of my current punches are up in my stamping room where I create, of course. And my retired ones are down here. So you guys, this is retired, but it looks very similar. And I shouldn't have put this on there. So hang on, let's get this in here. So to use the tag topper punch, all you do is, it's 2 inches, it slides right in the channel, and you go up here, and sometimes I pull it back a little so I'm not cutting off so much. But whoever gets this card, just know that it's not a current punch. I don't know what the name of this one is, but it's similar to that one. I do like that one better. But at least I have a punch now, and I have a spot for my tag. So let's put this back on here like this. Now I'm not putting it down solid, you guys. I am just getting an eyeball for where it needs to go. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eyeball where my tag needs to go. I always throw in my leaves and the other thing last. If you try to adhere it now, it might not be exactly where you want it. And don't worry, I know that I need to put ribbon on there, but I work a little bit backwards sometimes in what you think that you should be doing. So I'm just getting that set on here. Now that I have that on here, I'm gonna sneak my leaves where I want them. Okay, if you're trying to attach your leaves to the flower, they might not go exactly where you want them. And what I like to do is put a dimensional on the end of it, like this. And then we're gonna put a glue dot at the base of it that gets tucked in. So we've got 2 different adhesives going on, the glue dot and then a dimensional, like that. Okay, so now that these leaves are prepped and ready to go, I'm gonna tuck this guy in here, and then I'm gonna tuck this one over here. So that's perfect, like that. Now this thing right here, I have that popped up with a dimensional as well. So I'm just gonna put a big dimensional there. And now I'm gonna see once where I have a dimensional right underneath here. And we're gonna do a glue dot right on the end. And we're gonna tuck him in here. So we know where it's gonna go, right about there, like that. So had you tried to assemble that together, not on your card, when you go to put it on your card, you might not look like how it looks, and then you might be pulling it apart. By actually layering it right on the card, then you're good. Now you were worried probably that I forgot the ribbon, which I didn't. It's okay. What we can do is we're going to put this through here, like that. Get it nice and straight. If you have a buddy with you right now, this is always good with the buddy system. it's hard to do it. So otherwise it's like trying to hold it. So I try to use one finger to hold it down, and then I use my other fingers to tie the knot. So all you're really doing is taking the gold cording and making yourself a knot. So once you get one done, then it's not so hard. So you got one, tie it nice and tight, and then you're gonna loop it around and make that solid knot like that. Okay. So if you would be trying to do that just on the tag, it might be wobbly, but having it on this Blackberry Bliss, it actually helps it make it more sturdy. So, okay, so now that's done. What do we do on our inside? Let's take a look. I was about ready to glue it onto the white, but I have a trick for you guys. So I just put some flowers on the bottom. So we're gonna stamp our inside. I always recommend doing your stamping first before you glue this on, because if you don't like the way you stamp this, you can pretty much turn this inside out, and then you could cover it up with your top layer here. So, okay, so that's why I hesitated about putting it in there. So let's just set that off to the side, and we're gonna stamp our insides here. So this is where, hi Vicki, yes, you can watch from right now, Danny, and then all you're missing is just putting a few flowers together, and you can always catch that from the beginning. So you're good, girl. Okay, so these are the colors I used for basically all of the insides. It's Fresh Freesia, Soft Succulent, and Daffodil. Now, if you don't have these three colors exact, you could probably use Pear Pizzazz, Old Olive, Highland Heather, any sort of yellow will work just fine. And then the stamps that I have pulled out are these and then the leaves. So what I would do first is stamp the solid part of the Fresh Freesia flower. And so Fresh Freesia is a brand new ink pad for me. So when I go to stamp it, it's super dark. And when you do it at second strength, it looks like that. So you can choose what you want. If you want it a little bit lighter, go with that one. But if you want a little darker, go with that one. I'm gonna go with the darker one. And I'm just going to put that in the corner like that. And then we've got Blackberry Bliss is the outline. And they do line up. So you just gotta circle around until you get where it lines up. But it's two-step stamping, so then with it being photopolymer, you can definitely see where you need to line it up, which is good. I'm good with that. Okay, then we'll do our leaves. So set that there. Set that one over here and do our leaves and our inside. So I've got, you guys, I don't think that ink pad's ever been used. It looks brand new. So our little yellow centers right there. And then our leaves are Soft Succulent first and second strength. So I always like to do the solid image first. And what I mean by first and second is I stamp off like that. And then I'll come over here and put one and stamp off. It's like the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. And then here, I got my finger in it. So then we're gonna do that at full strength. And that gives the definition for the leaves, the little veins. So that's all I did. It's a thank you card. I generally do not ever stamp anything on the insides of my thank you cards because I would write that full of my love note. So if you didn't like the way that, so like the first thing I would do is stamp the sentiment, and if that's crooked, then I'd flip it inside out. But generally stamping the inside on the bottom goes pretty easy for people. So now that you have your white part stamped and ready to go, we'll go back to putting on our Blackberry Bliss mat onto the front of that. So we're assembling from the top down. And then that goes here. And then one more layer of glue here, like that. And that will go on our quarter sheet here. Now the margin on that is a little bit bigger, so you see a little bit more of the Fresh Freesia coming through. And then we can't forget to trim our ends here. So I did these guys at little diagonals. The gold cording, just snip it. Make sure you've got a good, this gold cording is pretty hard to tie knots. You gotta tie it pretty tight, otherwise it'll come loose. So we trim our tails. And now for the crowning moment, the bumblebees. Ooh, the flight of the bumblebee. Hee hee hee. So I put a little glue dot behind it, and one's going there. And then I'm gonna put a glue dot. Now, if you guys like your threes, do a third one somewhere, but I liked the two like that on the side. I thought that they were perfectly fine, just like that. Okay, success. I was able to find a punch and we could finish it. So yes, all the different layers going on, and then it opens like that, and oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna be so sad when we're done with this class because I just want to keep staring at these cards on my board because the next ones will go up. That's how that works. Okay, one done. All right, it wasn't so bad, right? I think what helped hopefully is you guys, you can take a screenshot of that to know how to put it together. Because probably when I wrote the PDF, they probably said glue this to this, glue this to this. Maybe I don't even remember what I wrote. So it feels like so long ago. Thanks for sharing, everybody. I really appreciate when you share the videos. Okay, so where do I want to set this? We're gonna put it right here. Okay. Next card. Oh, I love this one. I think I made this one first out of all of them. So I love Blackberry Bliss and this Fresh Freesia together. It gets me going. I love it. So in this case, so that last card used a thick white. Now this one also, oh, put the sample back. Okay, I'll put it right here so you can keep looking. So this one also had thick white. So this one had thick white, and then this one also had thick white. So when I do thick white card bases, I stamp right on the card base. I don't put an inside white mat in it. So all right. Hi, Kay. A little late, but better late than never. That's perfect. Okay, so here's our traditional white card base is our 8.5 by 5.5. And I have it scored for you at 4 1/4. And then grab your bone folder. Thanks for sharing. And then you can burnish your edges. The cheat sheet. Oh, haha. Sorry. So you're good with the card, Ellen. If I need to bring the card back, just let me know. I'll set, you want it up close and personal? I'm not sure, up close and personal. Like you're here with me. If you want it up close, and then you can take a screenshot. I'm not quite sure if that's what you were thinking you wanted, but hopefully that's what you're looking for. I'll set it here just in case you do. I'll bring the card back if you ask me to. So you got your thick white base. Now, the embossing folder that was used on this one, I used all 4 different not one card. Okay, just these 2 cards have embossing folders. This is the painted texture, you guys. Painted textile, painted something, painted textures. So they're both embossed. So you can see that one's embossed, this one's embossed. It does not matter that they don't line up because what's gonna happen is there's gonna be ribbon that goes through the middle there. So what you can do, let's see, what do we want to do? Get glue happy, or yeah, let's get glue happy, and then we'll stamp at the end. So because there's only one thing that gets stamped here on the end here. Hi, Sandy. Thanks for sharing, Marsha. You bet, Ellen. If you're done with this, Ellen, let me know and I'll move it off to the side. Okay, so what we can do with this one is we can adhere the Fresh Freesia mat onto the bottom half of the Blackberry Bliss mat. Again, doesn't matter. There's no rhyme or reason, top or bottom. Just get your corners lined up. If you have an extra little bit of overhang of your Fresh Freesia, sometimes that happens when I cut my cards. You can always just take your scissors and trim it right off. Done. Perfect. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. So, again, if you have a little bit of stuff overhang, just take your scissors and trim that off. So now, though, we cannot put this on here until we put our ribbon on. Oh, and I didn't put Fresh Freesia ribbon in here, so I'm glad I have it right here. So you guys grab your roll of ribbon, and what I generally do is I just measure and give myself a little bit extra. And this is where you're going to use the other part of your gold cording. So grab your tear-in tape and put some tear-in tape behind so that we can get our Freesia layer put down. Now, how I have it so that if you look at it, the top edge of this ribbon is under the blackberry. So it gives it a little bit darker of a tone. Now you could also have it so that it's right here, so it's right in line with the Fresh Freesia, but I put it right above it. And so just know that if you go up too high, you're gonna see the two-tone. Now if you like that look too, you could do that, but I liked it looking that the top, so the top and the bottom is not so see-through. The middle section is see-through on all these new in color ribbons. So then what I'll do, so I'm not adding a whole mess of tear and tape. What I'll do is put this gold cording right in the middle, and then I'll put it so that the tear and tape is over the gold cording and give it a nice squish down. And then I'll do that on the other side as well. So pull this to the front, and that's just centered in the middle. And then I'll put it over the top. If I would have done 3 layers of tear and tape, then it just gets to be bulky. You wouldn't think so, but I do. So there, tear and tape has that nice and secure. And then once that's down, I'm gonna use liquid glue. So when you have embossing folders, hi Mary Carls, when you have embossing folders that have more rubbles in them, rumblies, I do more liquid glue. Otherwise the adhesive doesn't stick so good over time. So now just take this and put this right onto your card base, like so. Okay, I always squish it good on the sides here. Yep, Gary needs to get fed. You want to come over and feed me later too? I went to Pick and Save and I got some hamburgers for dinner tonight. There's a mushroom and Swiss burger. I got one, like a patty like that. And then I got a bacon cheddar burger. So I'm hoping Tyler will come over and grill them. I also bought some little crab cakes. They had these little crab cakes that are made. So my mom hooked up the toaster oven. I've had a toaster oven since 2014 in the box in my basement. Well, it was in the garage. And then when the garage came down, it went in the basement. And then my mom bamboozled me into setting it up last week. I'm like, Mom, I really don't want to deal with it right now. And she was hot to trot. She's like, well, then I'm going to turn your oven on and it's really hot outside and your house is going to get hot. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I let her loose. Oh, she went and got it in the basement, put it upstairs, and now I've got the toaster oven. And she's like, you're gonna like it so much, you're not gonna have to turn on the oven, and life is good then. And I'm like, oh, okay, Mom, yep, okay. So I've used it once since, and it was nice. You just turn 3 knobs, timer, and the temperature, and something else, and it works. So these strips of paper are really little, guys. So it's just to add a little bit of like color behind. This Blackberry Bliss one, I have it pretty much centered top to bottom and then maybe a little bit left of the middle. It's from the Regals in color, not the Regals, the Regals designer series paper, the little paper packs that you can get of the color families. And then this one is from the paper pack from the In Color. So this is the Fresh Freesia, and they overlap. I have them overlapping slightly, so like that. Yeah, they're good. They're good. So tonight, if Tyler doesn't make it in time to cook the hamburgers, I'm putting them in the toaster oven. I don't care. As long as they're cooked, that's all that matters to me. And maybe they'll get crispy or something. Okay. So you guys, while I'm jibber jabbing, making sure that you are cutting your flowers. Some of you have a single, so mine here is a single flower. This is 1 piece. Some of you got a 2-piece ensemble like this. Some, let me just see if I have my other sample here. I have here, oh, here's another one. Some of you guys got this purple set. There was only like 4 of these on each 12 by 12 sheet, so not everybody got these, but like I would consider the 8 lucky people that got this one because this is my favorite one. There's a whole bunch of them, guys. So you're gonna have either 2 together. So like here was, okay, that was that one. Oh, some of you got an orange with a yellow. That was one of them. Some of you might have gotten purple mixed with some, so there was purple and orange and there was pinks and yellows. So just know that the sheet of paper came like this and it was all full of these different flowers. And so there was like 4 to 6 different combinations. And so everybody's are different. And some of you have 2 to put together on one and some have 1, okay? So, but we can wait. So just know that these need to get fussy cut. You do need to get a scissors and go old school with cutting. There's no die cutting with them. Okay, so now we're on to a little bit of stamping. So this is part of the color and contour dies. So it's different. People were asking about why there's slices on the side here. It's what we were told is that you can run ribbon through this then. So this actually, we're not doing it on this card, but this can feed up through here and you could put different things of ribbon coming up and down through them, so I would think that's one thing. You could also put it on this side here. It's harder to get it up through here on the side, but you could definitely run ribbon, a little line of ribbon this way, and then one down here. So that's what we were told, that's intentional, that it's supposed to be like that. So we're gonna do a stamping of a sentiment right here. So the little things you do make such a big difference. That's what's gonna go on to this one. Blackberry Bliss ink again. So hi, Chris Duderenke. Mom knows best. I should stop resisting, right? So you guys, one thing to make sure though is when you stamp this, do not center it. If you center it, you're gonna have a harder time figuring out where to put your flowers. Hi, Julie Peterson. So when you stamp this, you're gonna stamp off to the right more. So I always practice there and then go off to the right. So you're leaving some more white space on the left, which is good. You're leaving room for your flowers. Just like that. Little Blackberry Bliss going on. Okay, then what we can do is adhere that to our card base. And I would do that using dimensionals. So pull out your dimensionals. If you're getting to the end of your sheet, do not fret, just use these guys. It's okay. They need to see some use as well. So I'm gonna put one that way and one this way. Let's use up some more of these ends. I like using up the entire sheet, you guys. So there's right there. And then this one on the side, I save that when I need a little track or a little channel. So we're gonna put this one right here. Okay. So this will go right onto our card front. You guys, simple, easy layout. If you are a demonstrator that makes swap cards, this would be an easy layout for a swap card. If you like simpler stamping and not a lot of die cutting, this is just one die cut here on the front. I'm just centering this. I'm doing a little bit more to the right than the left, and that's okay because I want to save room for a little bee there. Okay, nice, easy layout. Now this right here, once you have your fussy cutting done, your flowers need to get positioned on the side here. So this guy, oh, like that, that looks good. So I was trying to figure out and when you have two of them, how do you want to do it? So I'm gonna put one over here and then one like that. And how I did this is I popped up the head of the flower and then I glued the other flat. So I'm looking for my little, oh, here they are, my little dimensionals. So that's what's gonna go. So I'm gonna do a double stacker here because I think that this is gonna end up above this label, and the label's already popped up. So I'm gonna do a double stuff sandwich here. Oh, Stella first. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll Stella at the end. I already forgot. We'll get the Stella going on this one. Okay, so then so I've got the double stack here, and I'm gonna run a little bit of liquid glue just down the middle here. I'm not gonna go all the way to my bottom because it's overhanging slightly. So I'm gonna put this one around this area. That one will go about there. So let's put a little bit of glue just on these leaves. Okay, and now we got a Stella. Thanks for the reminder. So yes, so this is designer series paper, guys. So you didn't have to do any stamping on the outside, but you got the whole action of looking like you did stamping of pansies. Oh man, we're down to the bumblebees. Okay, the flight of the bumblebee. I might say that every time that we put bumblebees on. Okay, so I've got one little dude over on the side here. Again, if you want to put 3 on, you're more than welcome to because you have enough to do that. But I thought the 2 like that look good. Where would you even put a 3rd one? 3 look like heavy. Oh, I guess you could do one down there, but I'm leaving them off because I like the 2. I know that's breaking the cardinal rule of not doing even numbers. You want to do odd numbers, but it's your card. Make it however you want. And there you go. You've got another pretty purple flower card in your arsenal. So, okay. That was an easy peasy one, I thought. You guys got to use that designer series paper. You might as well. I've started to use the designer series paper a lot when designing for classes because it allows you guys to have a really cool looking image on the outside of your card without having to do stamping. So it takes away a little bit of the stamping fun, but that's okay. All right, are you guys good to go? All right. hopefully I'm not cruising along too fast for you. So we're gonna grab the next one. Which one do we want? Oh, we're gonna do an easy peasy one. We're gonna do this one. Okay, so that looks like this. I gotta run over and get the evening evergreen ink. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. So that'll give you guys a second to get caught up. Hang on. Okay, so instead of doing Blackberry Bliss for the font, yes, Julie, you have a pile of stuff here, girlfriend. It's like this tall. You're gonna be like in card making heaven when you get all your cards to put together. Okay, so this one is a freesia base again, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Burnish your edge here with your bone folder. And now remember, this one's horizontal. So the last two are vertical, so I had to switch it up with you. All right, so you're gonna have to cut some ribbon for yourself when we get so far. Oh, I'm making a bow for you because I don't have my bow done. If you guys are wondering what this is, I call this the Sacrificial Lamb. It goes behind the ribbon to make it show off, and I'll show you why I do that. You have in your kit your piece of basic white. It is 4 by 5 1/4. So we're gonna stamp a little bit on there. Your evergreen piece is, it's 5 1/16 by 3 13/16. And then you guys have 3 strips, but I left it here so I could show you how to do it. So this is 4.5 by 3.5, and each panel is 1.5. So let me grab my tried and true little trimmer, if I can find it. Right here. So I didn't cut mine so that you can see how I did it. I cut everybody's down to 4.5 by 3.5, and then what I did is I cut them at 1.5. Let's make some room here. So at 1.5. So 4.5 minus 1.5 is 3. So I cut this at 3, and then I cut it at 1.5. And how they are layered in your kit, well, that's not right. Hang on. 3 and 1.5 is right. Where's my 1 is there, so right there. Okay, I was gonna cut that at the wrong spot. Okay, so how I have them layered in your kit is the one on the top is the left, one in the middle is the middle, and the one on the bottom is at the bottom. So don't get all crazy when you pull yours out, because otherwise you're gonna have to put your puzzle together. But when you lay them like this, they should make the scene like that, okay? Hi, Vanessa. So just be careful when you guys are pulling them out. If you guys mix them up and you're like, oh man, what am I gonna do? Well, then you gotta sit here and try to figure out how they go together. And then, oh, it's not so hard, it's not complicated. They'll go back together, you can figure out the order. This little label comes from Stitch So Sweetly Dies. So that's all cut out for you. What will we do first? Let's glue these down. So I flip them over. Oh, that's a really pretty background too. So you can prep your adhesive on all 3 of your panels. Hi, Janet. Okay, so put a little bit of glue behind all these. So I would glue them in the order of left and then right. So you have your 1/8 inch all the way around. So you do your left, your right, and then lastly do the middle. And I do that because if you go left, middle, right, you might not have enough room at the end. And this way, if you do the left and the right, then you just want to center this one and you should be good to go. So it's something like, and then with the liquid glue, you can wiggle with it a little bit. So that's all you're doing is gluing your panels together. Then what we can do is grab our tear and tape and have that ready, and we're going to use our Sacrificial Lamb. So this is why I do it. If you didn't do that Sacrificial Lamb, you can see everything underneath there. And that's okay. If you like that, go for it. But if you don't necessarily like that, then what you're going to want to do is put the same color underneath here. And then when you do that, it allows it to not be seen. And I just noticed that mine is just a hair too long. I have to trim that. So it should be 3/8, and I must have cut that at 1/2 inch. So All right, but I think what I want to do is stamp my sentiment and get my label put down so I know where to put that. So this is a trick that I do when I don't know where, I don't like to guess where to put stuff. So I'm gonna stamp the sentiment first, an evening evergreen. And it is the wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. And that is just going to get centered on your label. Boom, like that. And then I think that's it for that one. Okay. And then I think, oh wait, let's do the inside real quick. I think I have happy birthday on the inside. Oh, I should have left the green ink out. Hang on. So green ink back, and you're gonna do happy birthday in here. And I did the flowers the same way as I did the last one. So let's, as long as we're stamping, let's keep stamping and be stamp happy here. Fresh freesia, the bottom corner. There's a hair on there, a little hair. I can see it. It would have left a weird mark. Oh, there it is. A little fuzzy is what it was. It wasn't a hair. Okay, so that guy will go here. And then Blackberry Bliss. And that will go, so you just gotta line this up over the top. Okay, then we're gonna add some leaves and our little center. So let's do the center first. It's right here. A little dab will do ya. Right there. And then our leaves. Company's coming. I just dropped it on the floor. Can't you guys say that whenever silverware gets dropped? Oh man, and of course it fell with the stamp facing down. So I'm gonna clean this guy real quick. Okay. So this one, if you recall earlier, we stamped off. Oh, I'm gonna get that off of there. Stamp off. And then it gives you the second strength. Like that. And then our leaf detail goes next. Right over the top. So the leaf detail on this leaf actually match the die cut. Okay, so there you go. The rest, is it Earl Sampson? No, that's the rest of the story. Okay. Let's glue that. I always think the less pieces in front of me, the better, right? But I always think, can I glue that? Or is it gonna mess me up later? So that will go on the inside. The card, like that. Now, here's my trickery with the label. So I'm gonna prep it with 4 dimensionals, and I'm not gonna take off 3 of them. I'm only gonna take off the top one for right now, just to make it secure on my card. So I pretty much have it kind of centered like that and up about here. So now that I have my label where I want it, and I have it so it's not gonna really move on me, now I'm gonna go ahead and put my strip down. But remember, my strip was too wide. Oh, let's see if I can cut 3/8 of an inch on this thing. I'm gonna go for it. So I hope I got yours at 3/8. I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, so hi Mary Hornicky. Okay, so we've got this. Hi Bonnie Brown. Okay, now we have this, which if it's a hair under 3/8, it's okay. So that's good now. So now what I'm gonna do is prep this with a little bit of liquid glue, and we're gonna sneak that underneath our label. But remember, we didn't take off our dimensional backings, so that's good. It'll lift up for us. Because I wanted my bow to be right, kind of like the bow is part of the ribbon or the straight part. So this is gonna lift up. We're gonna sneak this in here. And it's like right above the label. Oh, there we go. So now it's below, so it's the purple edge comes right to where the label is. Oh, your strip is perfect. Good deal. So I cut them all at 3/8 inch then. Okay, so now I've got my strip here. my bow is going to get tucked right kind of in the middle. And now before I put this down, we still have to put our ribbon on. So grab your tear-in tape. Hi, Marilyn Giebel. Okay, grab your tear-in, oh, that's not the end of it. Or maybe, yep, there it is. Grab your tear-in tape and you're gonna put your ribbon on. And I have a little extra hanging there. And now take and cut your ribbon. Oh, that's for my bow. So you're only gonna need enough to tuck your tails onto the back side. And so lift this guy back up and flip your tail over. Now, I did pop up my evening evergreen piece. So when I take off this strip of tear and tape, I'm not going to actually, when I rip that off, I'm gonna leave the waxy part on here because I don't want it to stick right there if I'm trying to pop up. So if you would pull that off, it would want to stick to your card base there. So by not peeling that off, it's acting as single-sided tape. So let's, you guys, I'm gonna go dimensional happy on the back of this. It's gonna be full. So one there and one more, una mas there. Okay, so take all your backs off. And, oh, I got that one already. It's like a dimensional storm going on here. One more right there. Okay. So you can see what that did. It just made that pop more. And then this gets put onto your card front. So never squish it down until you have it exactly where you want it, because at this point you could still gently pull this up. But once you push it down, then you're pretty much committed. Okay, now that we have that done, flip this back up and pull your dimensionals off. And then stick that down and you should be good to go. Bow maker. You guys didn't get to see me do a bow last night because I already had it made. So I cut myself a piece here. So we're gonna make, what did I do here? I made a double bow, but a little one. So wrap it around twice and then up and over and then under, and then you knot it on the side that's closer to you, which is actually the back. The front is away from you. And as I tighten it, I bring my tails down and to the left and to the right so that they're going down versus up. And because I did that double bow, it gave extra little bit of oomph for your bunny ears. You can pull out just a little bit so that it makes it a little fuller. Glue dot is what you want for that. So grab one of those guys, put it right in the corner where that nook is, and then you're gonna secure your bow right to it. And then as I'm holding it down, I'm pulling my tails down. Now if your tails are going every which way, make sure, oh, you're very welcome, Ruth. Make sure you put another little glue dot right where you want your tail to go, and then it'll stick right to it. And then you're showing it who's boss then. Okay, then the last thing I'll do is trim my tails, like that. Oh, I gotta get it right on the angle. And then one like that. All right, it's time for the bumblebee. Woohoo. Are you guys ready for bumblebees? So I just love it. So you guys, another easy, like you look at it and you think it doesn't look simple, but it is actually, it's your designer papers you're showcasing here. And so it just, and then a little label with some ribbon, and these bumblebees are gonna set it right off. I put a bumblebee on the corner of this one here. And then I put a little one. This one's your favorite, awesome. Oh, I don't wanna cover up my purple or I have a purple flower there. So I'm gonna put it right below it like it's attacking the flower. It's coming in for a landing. That's what it's gonna do. Okay, you guys, that one's it. So whenever you have some designer series paper that you wanna showcase, this is a card that will help you showcase it. And just think of your ribbon. If you need that sacrificial lamb under there to make it pop, definitely put that underneath there. Just cut it whatever width the ribbon is. So Yeah, easy but beautiful. I love it, right, Julie? Woohoo! Okay, so the third one's done. On to the last, and the last one's a nice one too. Oh my gosh, I'm sad that we're on the last one already, guys. I want more. Like, I want more, right? Oh, goodness. Okay. Hi, Jay, Shante. Okay, last but not least, definitely not least. So, same fresh freesia card base. It is the 8.5 by 11.5. And you've got enough for a bow. You got to cut yourself a bow, and then you got to cut, oh, and then your piece here for the bottom. Okay, you guys, this one won't have a sacrificial lamb, and I want to tell you why I didn't do it. So, set your ribbon, you know, you guys can cut your ribbon when you're ready for it, but what you should have in here, you guys are gonna have to cut your own stuff out. I was not gonna fussy cut. I've already fussy cut mine. So I ended up here with a orange and a purple, and I gave you guys extra leaves though. I hope, oh, there I do. So I think I gave everybody either 4 or 5, like I gave you all a chunk of the designer series paper. It was like this or like that. It was however I cut it. I was a mad lady with my scissors cutting them all apart. So, and then your flower, you just have to fussy cut around it. So like this one's a big pink and a little yellow. Some of you got a big yellow and a little pink. Some of you got a big orange and a little purple, and some got a big purple with a little orange. They were all like just different combinations. And let me just see here if I can show you. So here's a yellow, purple, or purple, a yellow big one, and then a little pink one. So here was the opposite. Here were these two, and then somewhere I have another card that shows the opposite. So that's how the color combinations worked out. Okay. You also have one of these leaves. This leaf is from the Forever Flourishing dies. Yes, Kathy, you'll want to catch it from the beginning because we've got some really pretty cards. Okay, love, love, love purple. So this one is from Forever Flourishing, and we're going to cut this apart. So I promise you there's enough here to do what I did. So one leaf. These guys are from the Hippo and dies. So there's a little label like this, and then there's one that's slightly bigger. So Pat cut those out for you already, so you'll just have to do a sentiment here. Looks like the dies fit these flowers and leaves. Oh, yes! Okay, good call, Ellen. I am so happy that you said that, because if you guys own the dies, you may not have to fussy cut. I'm going to show you, okay? So I'm going to grab my dies, and I'm going to line them up, and you guys, if you own the dies and you don't want to fussy cut, you are welcome. I'm so excited, Ellen. Thank you for sharing that. So I got to tell you guys, I'm going to pull out the dies here, and look at this. So if you pull out your dies, if you own them, this one right here, I fussy cut. No, I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I thought I fussy cut them, but I could have used the die. But you guys, if you have the dies, you can use your die for this one. Okay, that fits perfectly. Your little baby flower, there's a die for that one. So you guys, pull out your dies if you have them. Definitely. That one will work for that one. And your leaves. So there's 2 different styles of leaves. This one cuts out that style, and this one cuts out this style. So your leaves, I did not pay attention to what style you got, if you got a skinny one or big one. I just gave so I only used 3 on my card, but I think I gave everybody 5 or 4. It's however the paper cut. I think the majority of you guys got 5 leaves. You don't even have to use them all, but if you feel like you want to throw them all in there, go for it. But I did try to give, yes, right, Ellen, it takes a little to make you happy. I know, no fussy cutting, woohoo. You don't have to be mad at me. It's so funny. That's the joke in class, that when I make people fussy cut, like they're mad at me and their tongues are sticking out. Well, they're fussy cutting because they're concentrating so hard. So I did try, when I was cutting leaves, I did try to give everybody at least one of the colors. So in some cases you might have 2 of that color or 3 of that color, but I tried to give at least some assortment of color with your leaves. So, but good call. Thank you for pointing that out, because I had forgotten about that already. And I had a mental note when I made these cards to tell you guys that I know a bunch of you own these dies. So go ahead and use them. Okay, so you have your mats here that are the same size, 4 by 5 1/4, white for the inside, blackberry for the outside. piece of designer paper is 5 1/16 by 3 13/16. So it's so pretty. Like if I could say that there's a favorite designer paper in this pack, I might say it's this one. Okay, I don't want to get glue happy, but I'm gonna get glue happy because I can put this down and then it'll be out of the way. So it's just putting these two together right now. It's okay. We can't put it onto our card base yet though because of the ribbon, but there's no reason why we can't get this glued onto here so they're together. And then what we can do is fold our card base in half and burnish it so that that's ready to go. I'll talk about the ribbon really quick because that's what's on my mind right now. The reason that I didn't give you a sacrificial lamb for this is because you only see a little bit and your bow is the focal point. I thought about putting the sacrificial lamb back there, but I thought it drew too much attention to the ribbon and I wanted it to be soft and subtle, satiny on the side a little bit. So, so again, I'm not gonna put our ribbon quite on yet. So I wanna put my tag exactly how I did the last one, where I'm gonna get it positioned and then I'm gonna know where to put my ribbon. So, but that's why I didn't do the sacrificial lamb on here. So, sounds like we need to do some stamping. So let's get our stamping action going. Happy birthday. So I think I had that in green recently, so I gotta pick the other side. It's dirtier. Okay, we're gonna do a happy birthday, but we're doing this one in Blackberry Bliss. Matt's over here. Everything ends up going exactly the opposite of where I think it should be. So Matt is over here, and Blackberry Bliss for our sentiment. And guys, if you want to use this card for any other thing, I never know unless you share with me your cards, what you guys use your cards for. So if you don't want to do happy birthday, you can do whatever you want. Pretty much just centering that though. So happy birthday is done now. We're gonna leave that there because you guys don't laugh, but I did the inside the exact same way. I really kept it simple with the insides. So it looks exactly the same. I thought if I'm gonna be getting stamps dirty, I might as well dirty all the same stamps. But just know there is another size in here. There's the bigger one is definitely in here, okay? And there's also these different layerings for stamping them. This also has, so all these have dies, like there's, yeah, so use them. Just know I kept it simple. All right, so we're gonna get some fresh freesia going on here. And then if you guys have a different sentiment that you wanna use for the birthday, definitely stamp a birthday sentiment in here. We've got the Blackberry Bliss is the outline. You guys will probably be able to do this in your sleep tonight. Okay, and then let's grab our yellow, our mellow yellow. Hi, Jody Crouch. They call me mellow yellow right there. That's it for yellow for tonight. We're gonna retire it now. Bring in soft succulent one last time. Grab your leaves. Remember to stamp off. One of the things that when I stamp off, I never stamp off over the top. Did you see how I went almost over here and then I realized there's purple there? When you stamp off over the top of ink, you will pick up some of that ink, I promise. If you don't believe me, try it. It might be subtle though, so you might not catch it, but I catch it when I do that. And then this other one is at full strength. Off to the side there. And a little right there. Now this is where if you have your, I honestly would have stamped my sentiment first because if it was crooked, I would have flipped it over. Then I would have done my flower, but I'm not gonna put anything on the inside of this one. So these guys are done. So we're gonna glue our innard in. So that's out of the way. And we can definitely glue our little white label onto our Blackberry Bliss label. I don't have it popped up. There's a lot of popping going on, but not the white onto the Blackberry Bliss. So that's that. We'll pick this up, put this on our inside. Where's our top? Where's our bottom? There we go. I love how that flower looks in the inside. It just pulls out the fresh freesia. So I know a lot of people would probably just stamp right on the fresh freesia, but I feel like when you cut yourself a white mat and put it on the inside and decorate it, it just looks more polished and it just shows it off better. Okay. So this is going to be the same trickery as we did on the last one. We're going to prep it with some dimensionals. I'm going to do 4. Oh, that one wanted to give me 5. So we're going to save him over there. And we're only taking off the top one. So we're doing the same thing. So my label is a little bit south of the middle. And I did that because this flower needs room to have its leaves going up. So it's just a little bit south of the middle. And it's centered though, left to right. So we're going to put that about here. And so it's on here. But the reason I didn't put the whole thing is because now I can figure out where I want to do my ribbon. So grab your tear and tape and place some pieces on each side like we normally do and take off the waxy paper. You're going to need about 6 inches or maybe 7 inches of ribbon, and now you're going to slide this. And so I wanted it to come out right, so I don't see it here, but it's up here more. And because I don't have those dimensional backs off, I can slide this wherever I want until I get it where I want it. And I pretty much had it so that where that corner is, where that angle is, that's where it was coming out. And now you can tuck one tail, and then you can tuck the other tail. And then secure the rest with more tear and tape. You guys, I've been stamping for 20 years. I never used to do a tear and tape sandwich, but then I would find that I didn't use my cards after a while because you get a plethora of cards. And I would find that my ribbons were coming out because using just regular tape runner, the ribbon doesn't like to stay secure. By using this tear and tape, it's a permanent tape. By making the sandwich, it's really just secure to this paper, and it's glued to the other paper. It is not coming out. And then a little bit more adhesive. Now this can go onto our card base. Hi, Luann from Iowa. Luann, I mentioned about craft roulette earlier. I remembered. I haven't forgotten, but it's not on my radar. You guys, I'm usually like a week out kind of person with like thinking of a week to 2 weeks out. So craft roulette is next week, Friday, with Mary Gunn, you guys. Okay, now we have to decorate. So I haven't secured this yet, and I'm gonna kind of wait till I figure out where all my stuff is going. But okay, Stella, Mary, Carls, I think of you when I think of Stella now because you reminded me. So Stella this right away. Oh man, I gotta squeeze it. And hope that I get some out. So the reason that you can see that it looks darker is because I've got rubbing alcohol in here instead of the solution. And so when you put rubbing alcohol in your Stella and then you go to use it, that rubbing alcohol comes out more watery than that solution that starts off with, and then it just needs to dry. So rubbing alcohol evaporates pretty quick. So Stella that, you guys, Stella your leaves, go for it. So I really took advantage of the designer series paper in this class. So the same thing is going to happen for the peaches class. So the Sweet as a Peach is my featured ink, paper, scissors class for in August. And so I think the Sweet as the Peach is going to be similar to this class where I'm taking advantage of a lot of the peaches in the paper. Okay, how do you do this leaf now? So you can see that when you hold this on here, that this gets cut right here. And let's do that. Let's take our glue. So this is going to get cut. Oh, it's cut in a couple spots. I thought it was right there, but now you're going to cut this one here, and then you got to cut this one here. Okay, so you've got this part right here, which gives us that. I didn't take that dimensional off because I need to pick that up to put that in here. That's where that one's going to go. This one, though, if you look at it, it's not quite right. So what I did for this is I cut this one off here, and this one's sneaking out the top, and then this guy's sneaking out the bottom. It's like you're sneaking out of the house when you were a kid. Not a kid, a teenager. Mom and Dad never knew. They probably did. They just didn't tell you. So for this one, what I'm gonna do is just put some liquid glue on the back of this. You could use your glue dots too. Hi, Heather Brenner. So we're gonna put a little glue on some, not a lot, because those flowers are gonna come and help hold this down. And I like things to be, oh, I did put a little more glue. Let's do one more here. And it doesn't flop all around. We're gonna do one more little spot right there. Okay, so now this, lift up your label. You can tuck this in here. And I've got it coming out close to the bottom here. Okay, like that. And then your little flower is going to go on the corner like this, and you're gonna have one little leaf coming out. So you guys are gonna have to figure out what you wanna do with your leaves. So I've got a light one and a dark and a medium. If you've got 5, you could use all of them. So I'm gonna put the dark one over on the side. And actually, this darker one might look good over there because this is actually the same color as that, and it kind of gets blended in. So I think over here, I'm gonna do this dark one. Okay, so how am I gonna put my flower on? I'm gonna grab my little dimensionals, and I'm gonna put a dimensional on the side here and right here. So I'm doing this reverse of what you probably would think to do, but I don't necessarily know exactly where I would put it on here, but I know that my flower is gonna go here, and I want it popped up on the side, and I want it to be flat on the label here. So now I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here. So I've done the opposite of what you would think, and now I'm just going to set my flower where I want it, and I'll know that the adhesive is good. Don't worry about your little leaf. He's going to get a dimensional on the one side, a little bit of liquid glue on the bottom. One thing you guys will learn about me is I do not like to glue leaves to my flowers. I like to put my flowers down, and then I add my leaves afterwards. So then I can figure out what looks best for it. Whereas if I would have tried to attach it to my flower, it might not be right. And so now that I have my leaf down, I'm gonna put a little dot of glue underneath there, and then that will be secure. And now it's kind of coming out the side like that. Same kind of process is gonna happen on this side. So this one's gonna go like coming up this one will come down like that, and our flower will go like something like that. Now I want this to pull out a little bit more because my leaf is going to cover up. So I'm just trying to figure out where my leaves are going to go. Something like this. Okay, so I'm going to bring this away, and I've got my leaves positioned where I want them. So what do I want to do? I'm going to make it easy, so I'm just going to pull up and get a little bit of liquid glue behind the base of it. Can always add more glue if I want to later. So this one looked good where it was right here. This one, to keep it simple and not try to figure out, you could always just take some tape like this and tape it down like that so that you're not figuring out and struggling with liquid glue. Okay, so that's down. Now our flower. And then I'm gonna tuck the leaves in like I did on the last one. So this is gonna be glued flat, and there's gonna be dimensionals there. So to kind of give me an idea of where I want my dimensionals, I'm gonna set the flower here. And we're gonna put the dimensionals right onto the card like that. So they're positioned where they need to go. And then the liquid glue goes on the corner. So something like that. And then I like to put the dimensional on the edge of the leaves, like the tips of them. And then liquid glue at the base. Now I didn't squish my dimensionals down, so I should be able to pull them up if I need to. So this one's gonna go like that. And then a little bit liquid glue on this one as well. And this is gonna tuck up and fit him in the corner like that. Maybe something. There, I'm good with that. Okay. Bow. Okay, you see there's a little bit of ribbon showing right there. That's where we're gonna make room for our bow. So I'm gonna move that over slightly. And you know, if you want to, you don't feel good that this leaf is kind of floppy, you can just take and put a little bit of glue right on the back of his leaf there. And the same thing on this side. Hi, Karen Watstein. You can put just a little glue and get that secure. Now our bow. Okay, bow maker in action again. Double bow, a little bit bigger than the last one. So as my bow maker gets loved, my holes get worn, and it makes my nails go closer together at the top than at the bottom. That's just more functionality for the bow size. Instead, you could look at it negatively, but so now I can make a bow that if I pull this together at the top, which is I think what size I used on there, I did a double bow, and I'm keeping my ribbon more at the top. Otherwise, if I want it wider, I'd go down to the bottom. So in the beginning, your bow maker is probably not going to do that, but as you use it, those holes will get worn, and the nails will want to be pulled together. So yes, you didn't do these cards, and it's your favorite suite. I saw that on the scavenger hunt. Oh, Karen. Okay, so we've got our bow, and that's going to get tucked right in there. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to pull this bunny ear so it's a little bit like that, and grab your glue dots and put one right in the nook right there, and then put your knot right. Oh, that covered up our leaf. That's maybe why. Okay, we can fix that. We're gonna put our leaf so that it's, hang on. Let's get off of there. And then we're gonna put our leaf so that it's up here further so that you can see it. Okay, there. So the bow was covering it up, and that's why I moved it. Okay. So adorable. But my tail's going up, it's going up. Yes, it's all it takes is one person to help you get that set. And like, hopefully, Melanie, now, you just continue to use it. The sentiments, if anything else, if you're just looking for an easy happy birthday or a thank you sentiment, so you guys, I grabbed 2 glue dots, and that's why I put both of my tails down with them. Okay, ribbon, scissors, and we are going to trim our tails. Yeah, like the the font is so pretty. Okay, so we're gonna trim this one, and then, oh, that one I should, oh well. Well, we're gonna do this one this way, and then we're just gonna make the other one shorter. I didn't notice that I had that one going that way already, so we'll just make it a little bit shorty doo-wop right here and get that down. Okay, that works just fine. And then we have our flight of the final bumblebee. So glue dots, guys. I would not use liquid glue with them unless you can set them out and let them dry overnight. So glue dot on your bee. Oh, I don't want to cover up the purple flower. What am I gonna do? So this guy is over there for me, and we're gonna cover it up because I like it up there. So this one I could see putting 3 of them. So if we put one over here, like if you wanted to, if you're not sure where to put them, just set them on your card and then figure out if you like them like that. You know, he might even look cute down here, like he's just hanging out. He might look cute on the flower. So figure out where you like your bumblebees and then just put them down. Oh, Mary, you did 2 before class. Yeah, sometimes you guys do the cards before class even, so that's awesome. At least you're getting them made. That is the most important thing. Okay, so let's pull out all the cards so you can see them in all of their glory. Let's grab them so I can show you all of them. These are going to be, somebody's going to win these. Or I should say some people will win these for next week. I'll announce them on, I don't remember, maybe Thursday night. So, okay. So I know a lot of you said that this one was your favorite. I said that this paper was my favorite, but if I had to pick a card just for, and I like the detail on this one, but if I had to pick one card, just one card only, I think I would pick this one. I just like the 2-tone with these 2 strips and then this label. There's just, and then the gold, there's something about how I love this layout. You got all 4 done, Sandy. That's awesome. You kept up with me. Woohoo! Oh, and I love this one too. The set is just awesome. Hi, Susan Reed. The set is just the pansies. Like if you're a purple person and you like pansies, you're gonna kick yourself if you don't get this set. So I love them too. They're just, it's so much fun. And now just think about when you guys are looking for ideas to use some of your other stamps and your other goodies that you have. Like think about these layouts and how versatile just the layout can be. So much fun. And how many trinkets did you guys have? Like, look, this is, I used 2 on each card. So that means I should have 12 bees left. So Kathy King, did you get your cards made? I was wondering if you were stamping along with me. Judy loves them all. Faye likes the tag. Okay. Yes, that one would be good as a sympathy. This one, all of these would be good sympathy cards if you guys need. I hate needing sympathy cards, but yes, Bobby loved them. They're all done. Woohoo! I love it when they're all done. So are you guys ready to see what I have lined up for you for ink, paper, scissors for next month? Oh my goodness. The date for next month, if I have to look at the calendar and guess. Oh, is it July? I think it's July 16th is ink, paper, scissors. I will take, you guys give me thumbs ups if you want to see the next cards. I think here. I had to grab my schedule and look at ink, paper, scissors. Timeless Tropical. Oh, it's the 23rd. Woohoo, good. I was hoping it wasn't the 16th. So it's July 23rd. And what time did I put on here? Oh, I know I put it for 5 p.m. Okay. It's going to be early again, guys, because that's what I have it published at. I mean, you guys give me some feedback. Would you rather have 5:30 or would you rather have 5? I'm flexible. I can make 5 work, but if you guys would prefer 5:30, just so that it gives you a little more time, I can switch it to 5:30. So either comment 5:30 or 5 real quick too, and then we'll pull in the next cards, okay? So Timeless Tropical. This is a set, it has been around for many moons actually. It came out, I think 2 years ago, and it carried over to the annual catalog last year, and it's called Timeless Tropical. I didn't pick it because I was going to Hawaii. I really picked it because I thought, oh, I could make some pretty cards with it. But going to Hawaii helped give me some extra inspiration, I think. Mary says 5:30, okay. Both work, 5:30, okay. So far we're having more for 5:30. So I picked Timeless Tropical because I just thought it was a fun one. And there's dies that go with it, but I designed it with you guys not having to have the dies. But you definitely, if you don't have these stamps, you might consider getting them or look through your stamps and see what you have. So you could probably make everything work with the flowers except for the palm trees. And if you don't do the palm trees, I'm sure you guys are so creative, you could do something else. The dies that go with it are called In the Tropics. And they have, these are enough but a quarter, so find the eyes right here, In the Tropics. Okay, all right. So, are you ready? I think you're ready. You guys are ready. All right, so I'm gonna flip them upside down so that you can see them one at a time. So, here's one of them. Oh, let's pull the stamps back here. So, this one, I think it's a plumeria. Oh, I gotta put one more rhinestone there. So, with this, it's ink, paper, scissors. So, you guys get a bowl, you get the whole roll of ribbon. It's the art floral ribbon, and then you'll get the champagne rhinestones. So, I pulled the ribbon in on each card, and I pulled the rhinestones in on each card. And you'll need a few blends or some coloring things. Melanie, you can always catch the replay if you like the cards, then at least you got the card kits. You can make them later. So there's 3 flower stamps you're gonna need. If you don't have this flower, just think about what flower you do have that you could use. It's a pocket card though. So this pops up, and I'm gonna I have to add some designer paper down here. I keep forgetting to do it. I'm gonna put some matching polished pink designer paper or some yellow paper along here just to decorate this a little bit more. I've got that scalloped die here at the top from Hand Pen. So you guys, this is a pocket card. So this slides right in here. So it's a little bit of a fun fold for this one. Okay, so using the new in color, you gotta get it straight down there. You cannot be crooked going down. So, it is hard. Did that? Oh yeah, Bobby, you did move your daughter to college last fall. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That's when I first kind of had met you. Okay, So there's one, okay? And then here's another one. Now this one features the big flower, like the hibiscus. So if you don't have the hibiscus, I'll give you the die cut pieces, and then I'll give you a piece big enough to stamp and die cut if you want to use something else. I use the hello for this one. Here I use the thank you in here. Here's that same scallop edge on there using the art floral ribbon. And then, yes, maybe you'll pick them up when you come to Wisconsin. That would be awesome. Then the champagne rhinestones, some pearlescent paper in there. So that's the second one. All right. Here's the third one. Oh my gosh, gotta love the pineapple. So you got your art floral ribbon and your champagne rhinestones. In this case, the only stamping I did besides the word hello is I stamped this top of the palm tree all over in yellow and then in green all over the pineapple pieces. So you'll get the die cuts. The only stamping you need for this is really the hello and whatever kind of texture you want to put on the designer or on the paper. So it's your coral with your espresso, and I've got some of the shimmer pale papaya behind there, a little bit of linen thread. So that's your pineapple card. So and then in the inside it uses the pineapple stamp. So I used all the stamps except for a couple sentiments. So there's that one. Okay, last but not least, I love this one the most. It reminds me of being in Hawaii. And Tyler saw this card and he took it from me and he rearranged all of my rhinestones to make it look like the Big Island, Maui, Oahu, and Kauai. And I had my rhinestones all different, like they were different. And he took it from me and rearranged them, and he put one up in the sky because he's like, well, you got to have 5. You can't have 4. And I'm like, oh, you learned right. And you guys, it's the lamb technique. I used the ribbon down here using Kelly's technique with the rolling of the ribbon. I also used what she did for Technique Tuesday. Technique Thursday, it was a few weeks ago. She did how she used a piece of paper with sponging. So I'm going to go over that technique again with you, where you put the piece of paper down, sponge the bottom, it's blending with the blending brush, and then put the piece of paper here, and then you'll do your yellow, and then you'll do your pumpkin, and then you'll do your coral. So you don't actually, like, you don't have to, so it's the palm trees is what got put here with black ink. And so if you don't have these palm trees, think what you could use instead of the palm trees. You have different types of trees that you could use. And then I did that same technique with the palm tree here. I put that on the bottom of the sand to make the sand look roughed up. Your aloha is die cut. So you're going to need some ink pads. You're going to need like a reddish color, a pumpkin, or like a orange, and then a yellow and a blue. So if you don't have, it's Pacific Point, Daffodil, Pumpkin, and Coral. If you don't have those 4 colors, as long as you have something coordinating, you're good. And if you guys just did game night with me, you all have your own set of blending brushes, or hopefully you still have them. If you didn't do game night, you got them before they'll come back in stock again in July. But I use blending brushes. So, oh my God, it's one of my favorites. So it's so fun. So you guys, these are what's coming up. And register early. I'm planning for 40. So that's what I have in my head. And if I can get people to sign up earlier, it helps me to accommodate if I need to get more than that when it gets closer. So these are the 4 you guys can look forward to for next month. I love them. They're so much fun. It was so fun making them, you guys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So I have the cover photo for this. Kelly made it. Kelly was multitasking last night. While she was sitting here and I was making the cards, she was creating all of my cover photos for me because I had designed some cards this past week. During the nights, I got some cards designed, so I got this class ready. And so I will be publishing that now in the next couple days, so you can watch for that. And you guys always remember you can sign up through my website. It charges the extra fee because of the credit card processing, so that convenience of using a credit card. But if you guys ever want to pay with a cash discount, PayPal, friends and family, Zelle, Venmo, cash or check work, and Facebook Pay also works. And I'll tell you what the cost is. It's usually like $1 less for every $20. So, because that's how much they charge you for using credit cards. So I like to pass that savings on to you if you don't mind paying with a cash option. So, oh, I brought back sand from all the beaches and used it to make the sand on my cards. So Sandy, we were gonna do the same thing. We didn't. We even brought all these jars to bring home on the sand, and we decided not to. But we went to the green sand beach. We went to the red sand, the black and white one, which is the salt and pepper. We went to a white sand beach, which really wasn't a white sand beach. It was like a regular beach. So yeah, but you can, yeah, I bet that they turned out awesome. So black ink with clear embossing would work too. That would be good. So yeah, you guys, so watch for the details on that. I will be sharing that class soon. I'll be emailing it and then publishing it on Facebook and adding it to my website. But we have some winner chicken dinners to announce. I didn't do these last night because we had so many prizes that we gave away last night with the game night. So I have the 4 fun folds from last week, and I got the drawing done for that. So we can announce the winners. Yay! Okay, are you guys ready? Okay, and just don't forget, Craft Roulette is next week Friday. Next week Thursday, the monthly class, June. Still have kits available. I can get them in the mail tomorrow. And then you'll get them in time for class for the most part, as long as the mail system cooperates. And then Tip Tuesday, and Technique Thursday. So we got you 4 times next week on the Facebook is not going to be for Friday with Craft Roulette. It's via YouTube. So, but I'll send the link to you guys so you can see it. All right. On another note, let's do some prizes. All right. Winner chicken dinner. Drum roll. Brrr. Okay, I'll flip down. Winner is on our pink card here. That was interlocking gatefold, so it went like that. The little butterfly wing held that down. You guys, I did this video last week. You guys can catch the replay. Jamie Sales, S-A-L-E-S. It could be Solace, but Jamie Sales. Okay, I don't know who you are, so you're gonna have to reach out to me so I can know where to mail your card. All right, drum roll. Okay, winner chicken dinner. Sherry Martin. You are the winner of this beautiful pocket matchbook card. I know where you live. Not really personally, but I have your address, so I know where to send your card to. Okay, drum roll. This was our exploding gatefold. So boom, just like that. Okay, and with a little belly band on it as well, which you guys, depending on how tight you put them on, it's easy or not. Okay, winner is Jody Crouch. You are the winner of the exploding gatefold. Congratulations, girlfriend. And I know where you live. And the last one, which is our fan or accordion card. You guys got to be very careful with this little dude right here. I had to reinforce it slightly by putting a little more adhesive behind there because it wanted to come off. So I learned my lesson. I should have given you 1/8 of an inch more on that, but I think everybody managed, I hope. So winner is Holly Paplow, or Paplow, P-A-P-L-O-W. I don't know who you are, so I will also need your address. You guys, I'll be posting these winner chicken dinners in the post for tomorrow morning. I always schedule it for the next morning at 7 a.m., bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for some of you. So yes, those were the cards from last week. So congratulations to all the winners of these cards. And then next week, I have my chicken cards. I'll give away the chicken cards next week, and we'll also give away the pansy cards, these 4 that we just made tonight. Whew, so many cards, you guys. I think I've looked back. I keep a log. You guys think I'm a little organized, OCD a little bit. So since August, I've been logging every winner of anybody who's won a card, a prize, a free class, the half-off bundles. I log it all, and there's 300 people have gotten things from me since August. And I started doing it actually in March. When I started going live, I started giving away things. And I had March through August stored somewhere and it got lost. So I had to start over in August. And so, yeah, like 300 people. Some of them have been duplicated, I've noticed. But like Julie Biersbach, you're lucky. You get mystery night a couple times. But some people are doubled up and tripled up. It's crazy how some people will get lucky. So, all right. So, yes, lots of stuff to give away. Oh, door prizes. Oh, yes. I almost forgot this. So I'm going to do a random number generator. So I have, I'm going to do 2 prizes. I have some things, like I mentioned to you guys last week that I'm going to start giving away to people who register for class. So there are 40 people that registered for this class. Oh, the numbers aren't in numerical order, so I'm going to have to count down. But I know there were 40, so I'm going to do a random number generator. We're going to give away 2 prizes tonight to people who signed up. So everybody who signed up is eligible because everybody paid the same fee for class and included the ribbon, and so it included products. So I'm going to do 2. So I'm going to flip the camera down, and do the random number generator for 40 people. And we're going to see who lucky winners are. Okay, so there's 40, and I'll have to count down because the numbers don't correlate to that. So we're going to hit generate. Oh my God, number 2, Sandy! Sandy Wicklander, woohoo! Here's my pen. So how this goes is 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's 40 down, but you're the 4th person to ever have signed up for an ink, paper, scissors. That's why you have a number 4 next to your name, but you are the 2nd person on my list here. Okay, so we're gonna hit generate. Number 28, so now I gotta really count. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jill! Jill Butson, you're number 28. Woohoo, girl. You won last week. I think that Jill won from the annual catalog launch party. So that's 2 weeks in a row. See, she's a lucky girl. So Jill Butson, you won a door prize. I have some stuff over there on the side that I will be giving away. So Sandy, I will pop a prize in to your next package that you have going out, which is probably Beauty of the Earth. So watch for that in the mail next week with your card kit. So that's the next class you're taking. And so that's always what my deal is with these prizes, is that I will put it in with your next set of cards that are going out to help save on shipping. I don't mind giving away prizes, but I try to save on shipping where I can, girls, just like you guys do. So I'll add that to your Beauty of the Earth card kits. And Jill is a local gal to me, so I will be seeing her on Wednesday night, and that's where I can give it to her. So awesome sauce. See, I almost forgot to do the prizes. So, all right, you guys, do you have any other questions? Everything's going good. You guys ready for a weekend now? You got my card class done? Hopefully you've got, it's Father's Day weekend. So we're going to go by my dad. Tyler made steaks for us. I may have mentioned this last week. I don't remember if I did, but I don't eat a lot of steaks. I'm a chicken person. It's easy. So Tyler made the most fabulous steaks. So the other night, and he put a lot of butter on them, and that's just, they tasted so good because I think he just put pats of butter on that, and that soaked into the meat, and it just, butter makes everything better, just like bacon, I guess is what they say. So so Tyler wanted to make them for my dad for Father's Day. So we're going by my mom and dad, and mom's like, well, bring your card stuff along, we'll put cards together, because I have some swaps that are coming up. And so she's like, just get them all ready, so all we have to do is slap them together. And so my mom's the glue master, so she puts glue on the back and gets them all prepped and does the tear and tape and the glue dots, and then hands them over to me and I assemble. So that's what we're doing on Sunday, is we're gonna hang out with my parents. I made one boo-boo, Arla said, made the wrong angle to the card. Whoops. I'm sure that you will improvise and make it right. Not make it right, but make it so it works good. So, all right. So you guys have a good Father's Day weekend. Wherever you are, be safe and always have fun and make it always a blast, whatever you're doing, because it can always be worse, right? So always have fun, and we'll see you guys next week. Lots of sunshine and love and hugs to you guys. We'll see you later. Love you so much. Bye, guys.